Okay, hi everybody. This is Ria Swift, and tonight we're going to go over the second IMMUNICS Sampler, which is part of the Energy for Life course that starts in 2 weeks. I believe it's the 28th, is that right? It's the last Tuesday of the month, so of this month, 7:30 to 9:30, and I'll talk about that later. So I wanted to get you up and running with two really valuable tools in doing this work, and one of them is knowing how to muscle test yourself. People that use pendulums, you can use a pendulum, but I find that muscle testing, when you're going fast from one thing to another, I think muscle testing is faster. At least it is for me, but I probably don't use the pendulum as much as some of you guys do. So for muscle testing, if you haven't downloaded the video, it's probably a good idea to do that so that we can go through it. And I'm not going to show the video and go through every point, but just to encapsulate so we can get some practice. So in self-muscle testing, I think one of the easiest ways, I'll wait for my video to catch up to my mouth here, is to put a thumb and a finger together, and I use my non-dominant hand for that. So I'm a righty, this is my left hand. And then to take your index finger of the other hand and put it in the circle. Yeah, I'm lagging behind here. And most people test the same way. If you don't worry about it. So you're going to ask your body to give you a yes and then come through your fingers. So you push not with a lot of pressure, but it's subtle. I find the more subtle your pressure is going through the finger, the easier it is to determine whether you're getting a yes or no. So the first baseline is to ask the body to show you a yes with your muscle testing. So for me, when I put my finger in and I say, body, give me a yes, I try to pull through the circle, and if I can, that's my yes. There I go. A few seconds behind myself. And then I'm going to ask again for the body to show me a no. And for me, when I say, body, show me a no, and I push the muscle test, push my finger through, my thumb and my index finger are stronger than when I'm asking for it to show me a yes. So that's the basic. That's the simple. So that's something you can play with. I'll come back to that. But the things that can mess up a good muscle test is not being hydrated, whether you're not hydrated or the person you're testing isn't hydrated. So you want to make sure you're hydrated. And Astara is going to get some water. And you also want to make sure that your polarity isn't switched. So how do you know that? Probably, unless you've done it a lot, you wouldn't know that. So one way to unswitch the polarity is to take the fingernail. So you take your fingernail, turn it around, and put it in between your eyebrows or around the third eye. And just wait. I always get a little shiver. And then flip it around so the finger pad is touching in the same location. And again, you'll get a little shiver. And that just gets the positive and negative charges in your body moving in the right direction. And often that will do it. That will clear up any glitches on getting a good muscle test. If that doesn't work, it could be a variety of things. But for now, and it's in the video, so we don't have to go through all that now. Let's just keep it simple. So you want to make sure that you get a test, which is body, give me a yes, and you push through and see if it should easily go through. You shouldn't have to apply a lot of pressure. And then body, give me a no, and push through again, and the fingers and thumb will lock and you won't be able to get through. So that's how you muscle test. That's the simplest. There's about 45 ways that I've read on how to do this with your fingers. Another thing you can try, which some people pick up quickly, it's different for everybody, is put your finger, lock it, kind of hook your finger in the crook of your thumb, where your thumb, the first joint is on your thumb. And then ask the body to show you a yes, and you try to push your finger up. You just apply a little pressure. And if you get a yes, the thumb is weak enough so that your finger will pop up. If it's a no, your thumb will be too strong and you won't be able to pop up. Okay, so that's another method you can use. Now, as you practice, people will often all of a sudden go, oh, my pinky finger is popping up. So that would be their muscle test. I've had people say to me, oh, I can feel my scalp twitching. So it's different for everybody. You just practice. A really good way to practice is to do simple things like Layla's wearing an orange shirt. So you could say, my shirt is orange, and then muscle test to see if you get a yes or no. So my shirt is white, so I'll say, I'm wearing a white shirt. And that's a yes, it goes right through. If I say, I'm a little behind still, I'm wearing a black shirt, and I push through, I'm going to get a no. It's not going to, my finger and thumb will not open. So test that. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I wear glasses, I don't. I like pear juice, I don't. Coffee's good for me, it's not. Coffee's probably not good for most people. You know, pick obvious things that you can only get a yes or no from. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? I like all these bobbing heads. That's cute. So that's the muscle test. The way that we clear the blocks to healing is through EFT. Tyson is going in and out of focus there. I'll have to muscle test you, Tyson. Tyson's going out of focus. And why? So EFT, there's different types of tapping. I use the things that the protocol I gave you because it's simple. You can also do what's called which is where you tap on your arms. You're tapping on both sides of your body at the same time. So that's another way to do it. It's simpler. They're different. You know, I think it's a matter of, has a different process. It's more like EMDR. So it's probably a little shorter. And the EFT takes you through many steps. Does anybody have any questions? Everybody's good? Okay. So I want to start us off by getting us into the God mind, which is going to make whatever we do after clearer, cleaner, easier. So if you'll allow me to direct you there, just close your eyes. And settle into your bodies. There's some kind of echo. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, sounds like somebody's jumping on a trampoline. It'll be fun. So close your eyes and just get in your bodies. And as best as you can, let your mind settle. Just let it drop down into your chest. And as an intention, like a directive, just say, mind, open. And tell your mind to open. And to let go of whatever's going on inside of it now. Any thoughts you're having, just let them pass. Don't pay any attention. And direct yourself to your clear mind, your virginal mind, your awareness, before thought, before form. And you might notice that the top of your spine opens up. If you don't worry about it. Eventually it will if you keep doing this. So keep your eyes closed. So you're really in touch with you. And go to that place where there's utter and complete peace. And we're going to ask it to direct us through the testing of the blocks to healing so that you get really good answers. You always want to be connected to God when you're testing. That way you go past your own mind. You get better answers. So you can use this little exercise we just did now anytime. Anytime you're testing, you're going to do the pendulum, whatever. I mean, that's how I start my day. I start my day by tuning into God, the God mind, and getting rid of mine. Best thing we can do for ourselves. All right, so gently let yourself come back to the room. Let your eyes open easily. Okay. So now try the muscle test again and just say, body, give me a yes, and see how it feels. If it feels any different, body, give me a yes. And body, you know. Anybody not getting good answers? Just raise your hand if you need help with that. Okay, everybody's getting good answers. Good. So here's a phrase I'm going to give you. When my finger opens, you might want to write this down. When my finger opens, I am connected to my ability to control my immune system. So I'll say it again. When my finger opens, I'm connected to my ability to control my immune system. Now by open, I mean getting a yes. So that's how you know you're getting a yes. Using this format with your finger in the crook of your thumb, it's a lot easier to say, when my finger opens, I'm connected to my ability to control my immune system, and it'll just pop up. So that's a little bit more direct. But you can do the same thing with this one, because it's with the finger, the two hands. It's just a little, there's another hand that you have to deal with. Okay, so you want to make sure you make that statement so that my finger opens, I'm connected to my ability to control my immune system, means I'm connected to God. And by making that statement lengthy, you are giving your mind the opportunity to really focus on what you're doing. So if you just say, I'm now connected to God, it isn't the same unless you're always really connected to God. Turning my sound off. But most people are not that connected. This will help you. Any little bit of healing work you do is going to help you get closer to God, because you're going to release whatever it is that you're hanging on to. So I like to use the blocks to healing first when I work with someone privately. And I might run through them in a workshop, but definitely in a private session, so that I don't have any blocks to healing. Because if I have blocks to healing, I'm going to heal something that is going to constantly not absorb the healing. It's like a ricochet. It doesn't stick, right? So the very first test in the protocol is to test to see to what percent you are in your body. And even medicine, I read it in a medical journal somewhere, where a couple doctors are realizing that my patients are not in their bodies. And that's why they're not healing. So your consciousness needs to be fully in your body in order for you to move forward. That's the ideal. And the more sensitive and the more quiet you get, that's going to be an issue. If you're severely left brain and you're so used to being up in your head, that's kind of the way you function. But as you get quieter and you get softer and you get more sensitive, you'll be more aware of the fact that you're not present. Like today, if I'm not in my body, like a large, like 20% of me is gone, I feel like a crazy person. Where before I did this work, I was probably only 70-some% in my body, and it felt normal. You follow me? So the clearer you get, when you stop being that, when something happens to you, you're more aware of it, and it makes you feel really off, which is good. I mean, now if I'm off, I know it right away. I just feel crazy. I wake up in the morning and go, uh-oh, something's wrong. I have to do something. I'm really off today. So buyer beware. The more of this work you do, the higher you get, the cleaner you get. But when you stop doing it, you're going to feel worse than you did before, because you go to a different consciousness level. You know, you stop. You don't think the way everybody else thinks. You're not in the same bandwidth, so to speak, as most of humanity. You move out of the trauma drama. You don't care as much about conspiracy theories. You just think, well, that's a waste of time because it's not real anyway. So let's just go for something higher. But again, it doesn't mean that if it doesn't knock on your door, you don't do something about it. Of course you do. You know, because you have to. You want to survive. So I usually teach this in person where we can talk back and forth and I can see you. So I apologize if there's a little gap in that learning. There's a little learning curve for you. That's probably why. So the first protocol is to test to see if you're 100% in your body. So ask, that's your first muscle test. Before you do, we'll all make the statement, when my finger opens, I'm connected to my ability to control my immune system. And wait for your finger to open or get a yes, either or. So you're doing, I can feel it. It's shifting for some of you. Ooh, yeah, good. Who feels like they've got it? Just let me see your hands if you feel like you've got it. Good, good. Edna, do you have it? Good, okay. So everybody's good. I don't know about the people on the call, but they can chat to you, right, Tyson, if something's not right. I'm good. Maria's good. Okay, great. Thanks.
I have a question, though.
Yes, dear.
If you find that you're not 100% in your body, or you're not completely aware, 100%, yeah, 100% on your body, what do you do?
That's the next step.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're not 100% in your body, was anybody 100% in their body? Probably not. People usually aren't. 76 is the average. So what you want to do is then find out incrementally what percentage you are in your body. So I would go from 10, probably most everybody is at least 30% in their body. So I would start there. Am I at least 0 to 30% in my body? And then see if you get a yes or a no. So start that way. And we'll just keep going up, and wherever you get your answer, your no, I'm not that far, fine tune that. So if I say, all right, am I 0 to, so we'll figure that everybody's 30%. So if I'm 30 to 50%, am I 30 to 50% in my body, and I get a no, then incrementally again, I'll say, am I 30 to 40% in my body? Yes, I am. Am I 41%, 42, 43, 44? I'm 45% of my body. So I'm just giving you an example here. I'm 45% in my body. Okay, so that means that the other percent of me is someplace else, right? So I want to bring me back into my body. So let's first get your baseline. Let's first figure out what percentage you are in your body. So I'll give you a few minutes to test yourself that way. And just go, 10 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50, et cetera, et cetera. And then when you get it, write it down. Could we mute who's ever typing? So I hope I don't go too fast for you, but I'm going to assume that everyone got it. Am I going too fast? Okay. So now you've got your percentage. Say you're 65% in your body. Maybe that's what you figured out. So the next step, we're just going to quietly calm ourselves again. 34. Okay, a star is only 34. Okay, let me check you, star.
Here's some matching videos.
Oh, sorry. No, honey, you're 70 something, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're 76. Yeah. Maria says she's only 47. Let me check you, Maria. I need a last name to check you. Do you mind putting up your last name? Mars. Okay. You're 78% in your body. Most people are at least 76. It's rare when people are below that. So just tune into yourself, get quiet. That's good, Shay. Let me check you, Shay. So Shay said she's 73. You are. You got it. That's correct. Layla says, what percentage am I? Oh, what did you get? Layla, what did you get when you tested? I can't hear you, honey. You got 65. Okay, let me see. $63. I got 63. So we're close. Yeah, that's good. Now you're not going to, probably you will not bring all of you back tonight. Okay, Edna. Thank you. So just get quiet and ask yourself, why, what is keeping me out of my body? You just want the first answer. And just trust what you get. So it's like Tyson was saying earlier on his call, it's about safety usually. People don't want to come all the way back in out of safety. They feel like, part of them feels like, boy, if I'm not around, nothing bad can happen to me. No one can see me, no one can hurt me, etc., etc. So once you get your answer, we're gonna tap on that statement. Fear and resistance. You should look for a reason, like my mother yelled at me, or my husband left me, or something like that. My father was mean. Look for something. Be a little more. Try to be more specific, because you could have a million fears and resistances. So Shay, paint to what? What? The pain of what? And the way you do that is you just listen more. So to me, the word intuit means that I go into it. Right? You go deeper. You dive down a little bit further. And just listen. And write your statement down. And then when you have your statement, you're gonna tap. You're gonna do we. Tap on both your shoulders or arms. And opposite, one side the other, one side the other. And just think of that thing. So if your fear is maybe your older brother wasn't nice to you, I don't know, just pick something. And you tap on that, my older brother wasn't nice to me. And I'm letting that go. Let's keep it simple. And once you feel the shift, you should feel a release. And then ask yourself 0 to 10, to what degree do I still feel that way? And if it's not a 0, then tap on it again. Okay, so just do we again, same thing. And as you're doing the same thing, as you're tapping, you might hear a deeper reason. Well, he always yelled at me, would be a deeper reason. Or he always rejected me, or he never gave me the time of day. He was not a nice person. He was closed off. He only played by himself. He wouldn't let me play with him. It hurt my feelings. So you're going down the rabbit hole. It's like a trauma strand. You just kind of keep going down, 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 down. Okay, so in the interest of time and being a group effort here, in the class we'll make sure that it's all cleared, but I just want to give you guys something to play with. This is you can do this with you can do it with anybody, your family, your clients, your friends. Don't do it with all your friends. Sometimes they don't like it when you say, I don't think you're 100% in your body. Like, that's weird. So use your discernment, right? Now check yourself again. So start from where you were. So if you were at 78, start from 78. What percentage am I in my body? 78 to 85, 85 to 95. Tens is a good increment to go up in. And did it raise, Astara? Did it raise? What did it go up to? What percentage? I wonder if I can unmute you. Nope, I can't. 86. That's great. So let's do it one more time, and it'll go up further. Okay, so try it again. Just tune into yourself. Connect to the God mind. And ask to be shown another reason why you don't want to stay in your body. Well, you guys, we have 27 people on the call. I'm sorry, I can't add. 26. Counting me is 27. So there you go. Thanks for coming, everybody. This is great. So check yourself again and see if you didn't go up. Tyson, how did you go up in percentage? Good. Layla, did you go up? Yes? Okay, good. Edna, did you go up? 10 more, 10%. That's awesome. So the more you do this, the higher you go. Now, the clincher that I find is you get to be in your 90s, right? You get to be 95. And for some reason, you cannot maintain that last 5%. So that's the deeper stuff, right? So when you get to that place, we flip into something a little, deeper work that's going to really root out, what's this about that I just can't manage to stay 5%, that extra 5%. Like, I'm always at 98. And that 2% evades me. I can get it back a little bit, but I've never gotten to the very bottom of that. But if I'm in the God mind, if I'm completely merged in with the God mind and open and being the vessel, then I'm 100%. But what knocks us out is life. You go outside and something happens and boop, you forget to stay connected in that way. And we're just focusing, we're just, in a way you might say, channeling just ourselves. We're no longer being taken over by the pureness of love, which is the goal. That's the ultimate goal. Right? So that you're guided and directed and you become your own God self. That part of God that you are comes back online. So we finished 1, we finished 2. Do you know why you're not 100% in your body? And I would keep working with that, and practice it. I don't want to stay in my body because the reality is too horrible. Yep. So that's just a belief system, right? It's really important to know that whatever you think is just a thought. There's no truth to it. We act like there's truth to it, and you can say, well, past life this, or my ancestor that, and that's the kind of work I do. I clear all that stuff up, so it affects people. But at the same time, it's like the mindful meditation. You watch it, but you don't buy into it. You say, okay, that's there. Interesting. Okay, next chance I get, let me see if I can clear it up and heal it for myself. You just don't make it real for yourself. Humans have a really bad problem with having a thought and believing it and then acting as though it's real, and they set up their life in that way. And one way to flip that is to say, what's the holy in this? Which doesn't necessarily clear it, but it gets you to realize there's also something good here. What's the gift? What's the holy? Like you're born with a controlling mom. Sounds awful, right? She controls you your whole life. But what's the holy in that? Yeah, I hear you. But the less you talk about it and the less you pay attention to it and just focus on healing that, the better you're going to be. You know, so one of the things I do is when something negative comes up for me, which is rare now, it's rare. So once in a while, you know, whatever is still stored inside of me will pop up, it gets triggered, but I don't ever feel really bad anymore. No, I understand, but the thought makes you feel it. They go together, right? That's why the law of attraction got so much airplay, because she taught people how to flip to the positive, right? But I don't think it's deep enough personally. But what I do, or what I can recommend, is that you give it off to God. There's a field of energy around us called the Yeshua current. And you give the thought off to the Yeshua current. And it just alleviates it for a time being. And if you get really good at it, it will remove it. But that takes some practice. And you can do what you're doing now, Lily. You tap on it. Tap on it, get a constellation done. Do some really powerful deep tapping. Check out where it is in your chakras, where it is in the 12 bodies, where it is in the other fields. Is it my mom's? Is it my dad's? So there's all these steps. This is just the first that I use to get people clear enough so that whatever they do afterwards sticks. Are there objections to attaining full embodiment from the inner parts of myself? So ask yourself that. That's another good question. Are there any objections to attaining full embodiment from any inner parts of myself? And see what your answer is. Somebody's doing it. Whew. So even if you're on the chat, you can type it in and let us know what you're getting. And then if you get a yes, ask yourself, what part of me? Is it a consciousness? Is it an organ? Can you repeat the question? It's in the sheet of paper that I put online. If you have that, do you have that? The blocks? You don't have it. So download that from Tyson's page. The statement is, are there any objections to attaining full embodiment from any inner parts of myself? And if you get a yes, which you might, that's my dog barking. If you get a yes to that, just tune in and say, what part of me? And you can muscle test yourself. Like I just got that it's my soul. Okay, so my soul is having an issue with being fully embodied, with all of me being fully embodied. So normally I would work on you guys, but this is a hard format to do that on. But so, Ashtar, do you want to get off mute and I can work with you? Can we unmute her, Tyson? Ashtar? There you are.
Yep.
Okay. So when you ask that, are there any objections to attaining a full embodiment from any parts of myself? What do you get, a yes or a no?
I got no.
You got no. Okay. So let me check. Do you like to feel good about yourself? Is that something you do? I hope I don't get too personal here. Stop me if I do.
That's okay. I probably have low self-esteem.
Do you pump yourself up a lot, though, internally?
I know inside I can do a lot of things and I'm gifted and I know I can help people. It's just there's a block around actually stepping out and helping people.
Right. But what I'm trying to ascertain is that do you have a way that you boost yourself up internally and say, no, it's all right. I have these gifts. I can do this. You talk yourself into it that you're okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, okay. So that can be a block. You know, I mean, it's the old paradigm. I know we've been taught that that's a good thing, but what it does is it stops you from really knowing what's really going on inside of you.
Okay.
And most humans do that. It's kind of our culture. So let's just, for now, we're just going to clear that. That's in your chakras, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. It's in the fifth chakra. We're going to remove it from your fifth chakra. You still have it. You don't have that block anymore. Okay, so are there any objections to attaining full embodiment from any inner parts of myself for a star? Yes. So what part? Has to do with your mom. Mom was disallowing. So that disallowing, you want to, the left side of the body is made by the egg. That's why they say the left is feminine, the right is masculine, because the left side of the body makes the egg, and the right side of the body makes the sperm. Doesn't make the sperm. The right side of the body is made from the sperm. It's the email that I sent out, Shay, and it's on the Facebook page. The notice for this class, it was in that. Somebody just asked me, Tyson, where they get this form. Is there any way to
The link is right there. It's in two places. You just go to follow the link in the comments, and it will take you to Ria's healing page, and everything is there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So take a moment, everybody, and download that. It's beneficial. Okay, Astara. So I'm going a little bit beyond what you would do for yourself here, but I'm giving you the depth. I want you to see the scope of how this can really help you. So, so we found out it was mom. So you turn to your left and you just say, "Mom, I'm giving your," what did I say it was? Her inability to let you be what?
Disallowing.
Disallowing. So you give that to mom. Now, when I give it to mom, I look behind her and I can see other women. I see another generation and someone next to, so that would be your grandmother, and someone next to your grandmother that didn't do well. Did your grandmother have a sister that didn't do well, or an aunt, or looks like someone is not healthy. Do you know?
No.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. So I think it's from her because somebody did not do well, and it disallowed her from being herself. And mothers tend to pass that down to their daughters. So you give it back to your mom, and she gives it back. You can visualize it like here's a block of something, the disallowing. You turn around, Mom, I'm giving it to you, and then you see Mom give it back to her mother, and then give it back to the person that was having the problem. It's shared. It looks shared to me. So we're going to bring
her sister. I just got now, it's her sister, my grandmother's sister.
Yeah. So something was wrong with her. So that's where the disallowing, it looks like she had to take care of the sister and wasn't allowed to do what she wanted to do, which is really upsetting, depending on the personality. That was really upsetting to her. So in her anger, she passed that to your mom, who then passed it to you. So you just give it back. And when you give it back, you're not giving it back to them as though they don't have it. They already have it. So when you give it back to them on a soul level now, this is on a soul level, when you give it back to them, it releases from everybody. They can now heal, as can you. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So we're going to make sure the disallowing went back. Sometimes people feel like they're betraying their family when they do that, but you're not. It's actually really helpful because everybody gets to be healed, right?
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So let's just see now. Do you have any other objections to attaining full embodiment from any inner parts of yourself? Now I get a no. You feel it?
A lot of goosebumps going through my body.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's what happens. You feel it. That's awesome. Okay, good. Thank you. So the next one is number 4. Check for psychological reversals and use EFT chart to remove them. So the psychological, oh my God, I can't say it. The psychological reversals are those things that stop us. You know, it's like I say, I want a really good job where I can, be involved and offer my gifts, but you never go after that job. So that's typical of a psychological reversal. Part of you is saying, I don't want that job. No, really, I say I do, but part of me does not want people to see me or whatever the reason is. So that's another fact-finding thing. It's another thing you intuit when you come up with that. And when you come up with that, here's where that EFT chart comes in. So the karate chop point is right here on the side of the hand. And the statement is, even though I say I want that job, but I really don't want it, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you do that about 3 or 4 times, right? And that wiggles out that psychological, it's like a dam. It just gets stuck. Part of you is going this way and part of you is going this way, and you get stuck in the middle and you can't move. So you want to be able to loosen that up so you can move. So after you make those statements, you just listen to see if there's anything else along those lines associated with that particular thing. And if there's not, then you do the points that are on the body on that chart. So not taking the job I want, not taking the job I want. And you'll hear, you just listen, all the other thoughts involved will come up. I don't know what I'm doing. They're not going to like me. It's never going to work. And I just go down to the clavicle point. I don't do the rest of them on my chart. I find that's enough. So the clavicle point, I don't know if you can see this or not. Wait for my video to catch up to my mouth. So here's the point of your clavicle. You go to the very end of it and then come down right under the rib to that first soft spot. And it's different for everybody. Some people are really skinny. The breastbone is really skinny. Mine is kind of wide. So it's way over here. Okay? And you can do an EMDR, or like we did with where you can tap on both. You can tap on both sides. And what that does is it gets the right and left brain involved. You follow me? So this does not. This just moves out the trauma out of the meridian. So what happens with EFT is the meridians carry all this information, the trauma, and it's like a hammer on in a piano that keeps hitting the string. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. Right? It's constant, constant, constant. So when you do EFT, you're stopping the hammer from banging on that string. I don't think it always removes everything, and it doesn't always work for everybody for everything. That's my experience. That's what I've read. I can't tell you why. I don't know why that is, but luckily there's a plethora of energy medicines around that you can just go and try something else, which is how my work developed. I just kept trying other things. You know, so that's just FYI for people that are in this field. I picked up one thing and I worked with it a while and I realized, wow, that really cleared ABC, but I still feel, D, E, and F. So then I'd find something else that would clear D, E, and F. And I don't think one thing does everything. I think what happens is people find a therapy that works for them and they stop. But maybe I'm lucky I was so messed up and so dysfunctional that I had to keep finding other therapies until I found all the ones that worked. And it might be just because I'm uber sensitive, especially to my own feelings. And they always stopped me in my tracks from moving. I'd feel so bad about things. All right, so we've covered the psychological reversals. So that's done. So being 100% in your physical body, these are some of the things that stop you, it's like how can I say this? Instead of being specific, these are sort of general, but we'll get at the specifics, right? So the first one is, I want to be 100% in my physical body. Now, it's not telling you the reason why you don't want to be, but it's telling you that part of you doesn't want to be there. So you muscle test. I want to be 100% in my physical body. The way that I do it, which is a little different than this wording, when I'm reading that, what I'm really saying is, do I really want to be, I don't want to be 100% in my physical body. And if I get a yes on that, then I know to clear it. So use your own mind, do it the way that it works with you. Some people get when I say that, and some people go, it doesn't make sense. So if it doesn't make sense, what makes sense is, how can I say, let's see. want to know what I'm getting a yes on. I want to know what's wrong. I want to know where the problem is. So I word it to find the problem. It's just easier for me, being me, right? Somebody else might think in a different way. I've had people test it in the opposite direction. So what I would do is when I say I want to be 100% in my physical body, is that true or not? Well, it's still not true. So part of me still doesn't want to be 100% in my physical body. So what I would do on that is I would tap on my shoulders, make that statement, and see what comes up under that. I want to be 100% in my physical body. And I can hear part of me saying, no, not really. No, I really don't. Not all the way, not 100%. So as I tap on that, I'm releasing that. And sometimes that's enough. I don't even have to know what it is. So let me check again. I feel better. I feel more awake. I feel more present. I feel more confident, more secure. So the more of you that's here, that's what happens. You feel more confident, you're grounded, you're centered, you're balanced, you're more secure, right? It's like trying to talk to a kid who's always hiding under your kitchen table. And you say, you can do it, you're okay. No, I can't. Part of us is always hiding under the kitchen table. So we're always processing the part of us that's insecure, instead of just helping it release what's making it hide under the kitchen table. You know, God, I have to tell you, God has a sense of humor. When you tap into the God current, I mean, really, it's funny. It doesn't take any of this seriously. It's like, you guys are silly. You're just creating this mess, and then you take it seriously. No, don't do that. It wasn't the design. It has a great sense of humor. Like nothing, murder, death, it doesn't matter, stealing, it's like, it's an experience. Don't take yourself so seriously, in other words, which is one reason we get hurt, is that we take ourselves so seriously. I have a feeling, oh my God, what am I going to do? Instead of realizing, oh, it's just a feeling. I'm just one of many, not a big deal. It's not all about me. I'm just here to help. Boy, and when you get that you're just here to help, that changes everything. You just don't care about you so much anymore. Doesn't mean you don't take care of yourself. You do, but you're not that important. You know? Okay, so just check yourself. Let's go from A to H and see what you come up with. So I would tune into the harmonic. Remember that statement. When my finger lifts, I'm connected to my ability to control my immune system. There, and Edna did it. She yawned, so she just did it. That's a good release. Just saying that makes you calm and clear and light. So you connect to God first, you connect to the harmonic. I want to be 100% in my physical body, yes or no? Yes, I get a yes. So let me work with Layla and take her through this. Okay, can I have Layla front and center? Tyson, can you put Layla front and center? Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Okay. So let's you do it with me. You do it first, and then I'll come behind you and check. So check. I want to be 100% in my physical body, and see what you get.
I want to be 100% in my physical body.
Okay. So now tune in to the current. When my finger lifts, I'm connected to my ability to control my immune system.
So I do this again?
If your finger opened, if you get a yes, then you're connected. So make the statement and then see if you can pull your finger through.
Okay, when my finger opens, I am connected to my ability to confront my immune system. Is that it?
Yep, to control my immune system.
To control my immune system.
Good. Now make the statement, I want to be 100% in my physical body.
I want to be 100% in my physical body.
Yeah, it's really a no, but you're getting a yes for some reason. So that's okay. I think that and I'm going to be pointed, so please don't be offended. I think that if something negative is said about you, you tend to feel really bad about it. So in feeling really bad about it, you're shutting down the system and you're not going to test well. So the worst thing.
What am I feeling bad about?
It could be anything, just getting a negative response, just having the response that I'm not doing it right, or I'm not going to get a good response, or if I get a good response, oh, I didn't.
I have a feeling that I'm not, like, when I do this, that I sabotage it somehow.
Right. That may or may not be true. That's probably just what you're feeling inside. Okay? Yeah. Right. So who was weaker in your family, your mom or your dad? Whose personality was weaker? I don't mean how they acted, but if you were to tune in, they may have even been loud.
Well, my father died at the age of 47, so I remember him as being joyful, but he loved to dance and stuff. And my mother was more very critical on us. So
she's the weaker one.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody who has to do that is weak. Strong people don't act that way. Yeah. So that's where it comes from. It comes from her.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. If you get it enough, you believe it. Right? Right. So let's just tune into, I want to be 100% in my physical body and see what comes up that's stopping that.
I want to be 100% in my physical body. So I do this again, right?
No, I want you to tune in and see what comes up around your mom being critical.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. So let's do the tapping for whatever that is that you just came up with from your mom. Like, what did your mom, are you aware of about mom?
Okay.
No, what just came up in your head right now?
Okay, so what came up is that she was jealous of me.
There you go. So tap on, she's jealous of me. Just tap on that. Mom's jealous of me. Never let me do what I really wanted to do because she was jealous of me. And she held me back. And she criticized me all the time. And she wouldn't let me just be myself. And I don't need to keep that anymore.
I'm feeling a lot of sadness.
Yep, just let it go. Let it pass through you. You don't have to hang on to it. Just let it pass through you. I'm letting go of sadness. Okay?
Having trouble letting go.
Okay. So when people say to me, I say to them, they're not feeling. Stop a second, honey. Look at me. People will say to me, no, I feel everything. But what they're feeling is a reaction to what they're feeling. They're not really feeling their feelings. They're reacting to their feelings. So when you really feel your feelings, they dissipate.
Well, I'm feeling really strong in my lower body. So I don't know what to do about that.
You just, let's keep tapping and you let yourself dive down into those feelings. Just all go down, all the way down. Pull every single last bit of it up. There, so it comes through your body and out, and then it's gone. Don't think about it, just feel it. Dive down in, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, and let it go through you. So it seems to be stuck in your heart. So, yeah, so let me go into your heart. There's this statement that I need to keep this. That's what I'm hearing. I need to keep this. So just tap on that. I need to keep this sadness. Like maybe she's right. I need to keep this. Shh, Taji. Oh, sorry, guys. Loud dog. Taj.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Okay.
What is it?
Well, it makes me feel safe if I keep it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's usually why we keep stuff. Safety or we feel like we're going to betray somebody.
And she, safe, and she will keep me.
Oh.
Like
So you tap on everything that comes up, right? Every single thing that you just keep going until finally there's nothing left to tap on. And normally if we were doing a private session, I would take you through a deeper protocol, but because we're, here, we can't really do that. So let's just stop for a minute and see if that hasn't changed at all. So check again, and when we get off, you can keep doing that so you're not stuck there. So I want to be 100% in my physical body. Ask yourself that again. See if it isn't different.
So I go like that now?
Yep. Can't see me. Yes, and I get a yes too, that you do want to be 100% here. So you cleared enough of it to want to be here.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what you do for all those statements. So don't ever hang on to feelings. Don't intellectualize them. Don't analyze them. It doesn't work. Don't try to understand them. It doesn't work.
It was just that there are many parts to it.
I hear you.
That was great. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. So you guys can read the next. Let me see if there's anybody for the group. I'm going to see if there's one we can do for the group. It will be in my overall highest good to stay 100% in my physical body. That's for the group, which addresses any little bit of you that doesn't want to be here. So let's do the psychological reversal on that so I can just take you through the whole thing and you'll see how you feel. So test to see if you have any of that for all the people that are on the call, the chat, and you guys. It's like that last little teeny weeny piece that hangs out. So we're going to do the karate chop. So you come back to that point on your hand again. And the statement is, even though it will be my overall highest good to stay 100% in my physical body, and I don't want to do that, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it will be my overall highest good to stay 100% in my physical body, and I don't want to do that, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And if you find yourself resisting, put that in the statement. I'm resisting this statement because somebody's resisting. I will be in my overall highest good to stay, it will be in my overall highest good to stay 100% in my physical body, and I don't want to do that. And now you can use the protocol. You can do the EFT chart that I sent you guys and start on the I don't want to be 100%. It's not for my good. I can't do it. It's too much. I'm not going to like it. And I'm just using the thoughts that are coming up for me. So use the thoughts that are coming up for you. And then start over on the same idea. You don't have to say the whole statement. This staying 100% in my physical body, it seems too hard. Feels like a wrecking ball. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. Can't stay there. I can't stay there. I can't stay there. I can't stay there. I can't stay there. It can't be 100%. I always need an out. I always need a way to get out. So I'm going to be quiet and you guys just tap on what you get. And periodically tune in from 0 to 10. Is that still there? And if you get a 1 even, you do it again. You want to be 0. You can be 0. Don't leave any of it behind. You don't have to. Good. So the resistor is not resisting as much anymore. You might say, I'm resisting this process. I don't believe in this. This is crap. Who does she think she is? I think this is insane. Whatever comes up in your mind. You never know. And it isn't personal. It's our stuff. We got stuff. So I'll leave you guys with that. Now you know how to do that. You do that for each one of those things. Now these are just the psychological reversals. Okay? I don't want to heal. I deserve to heal. It's safe to heal. I want to be healed. It's possible. So it might seem twisted to do the one we just did and then go to the psychological reversals, but we're just narrowing it down. Right? We want to get rid of the big stuff so that the underlying nitty-gritty that's stopping you from healing, we can clear it out. So let me work with Edna. Can I work with you, Edna? Okay. So Edna, sorry?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Edna. So let's just test yourself to see if you have this first psychological reversal. Tune into the harmonic, make that statement. When my finger lifts, I'm connected to my ability to control my immune.
Okay.
And see what you get.
I get a yes.
Okay, good. So you're connected to God. Now ask yourself, not wanting to heal. You can do, so the statement would be, I don't want to heal, or I don't want healing. And just see if that's true.
That's negative.
You don't want it.
I do want it. So if I ask a negative question, I get a positive answer.
Right.
So if I ask a positive answer, I want to heal, I get a yes. I don't want to heal, I get a no.
Okay. So try it for success or love or any other issue that you might have a hard time with. So do I want to be successful? Try that.
Do I want to be successful? I gotta know. That's sad.
Did you get?
Because in my head I want to.
Right, but you gotta know. Is that right?
I gotta know. Yes.
Okay. So let's just tune in and see what comes up. Tune into the God mind. Tune into the God mind. Just open to that. So you're one with it. And then ask for a message, a clue. What's that about?
I don't believe I can.
There you go. So the first thing that I think of is it's parental, because that's what I see. So that's how I intuit. Mm-hmm. I get an image of something. And I've learned to trust the images. So trust your images, your thoughts, your feelings, sensations. So what do you get when you look at that?
I'm afraid.
Right, but where does it come from? Mom, dad?
I think my dad.
Okay, so let's check. Is this fear of success from Edna's father? I get a yes. But I also want to check if it's from your mom. No, your mom didn't have that. Was she a homemaker?
No.
She was not. So she worked in the world.
Yes, she was secretary of the president of Guatemala.
Well, that's a little successful.
Yeah. And I can't. I'm afraid I cannot achieve anything like that.
Well, if you feel like, if you're fear of success, then you will think that way. Okay, so your father was not as successful as she?
Well, he was, but their personality was completely different. Like my mom was.
It's okay. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We don't need to go
Okay.
into the story. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a big storyteller. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So We know it's dad because I tested it's dad. So we're going to look to the right and just give that back to dad. Dad's fear of success, I'm handing it back to you, dad. And in your mind, really hand it back to him. Yep, that's it. Good. Now check again. Do I want to succeed? Ask yourself that again.
I gotta know.
I get a no. Okay. I get a yes. So, okay, that was me. So I had to tune into the harmonic. I wasn't tuned into God enough. Now I get what you get. So I don't. So let's tap on this. Let's do the tapping on that. I don't want to succeed. And whatever comes up, I'm afraid I can't do it. It's going to be too hard. I don't know enough. Whatever comes up for you. And just listen to those layers. Yep, you're hitting it. Keep going. Can you say what's coming up for you?
My dad didn't think I could.
Oh. Okay, thank you, Dad. So turn that around and give that back to Dad. That's yours. I don't own that anymore. Because that's such a masculine thing to do to their daughters. It probably is generations old.
I had 3 brothers, so they were the one to succeed.
Yeah. So did you hand it back to your dad?
Yes, I did.
Now test it again. Turn into the harmonic, connect to God.
I got a yes.
Yes. See how easy that was? Yay. Yes. Healing doesn't have to take forever or be a struggle. Mm-hmm. Once you have the tool and you can find it, you can remove it. Our biggest problem with healing is that we don't admit to ourselves there's a problem. No, everything's okay. People will come in, new clients, and they'll say, no, I had a wonderful family. Really? I don't know anybody that had a wonderful family. Every family has problems. Yeah.
Good. I don't feel so lonely.
No, every family has problems. It's our collective history. Mm-hmm. We come from a violent, negative background. How could we not have problems, right?
True.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So we're at 8:50.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So you guys can do that through all those psychological reversals. Now let's look at the last little bit. The protocol for being healed. So this is just for healing. And there might be some redundancy. It doesn't matter. The psychological reversals are just that. And if you can't get rid of it easily like we just did with Edna, then you do the karate chop point and go through the EFT protocol, right? That's what you do with that. So these are just the protocol for being healed. So I know Shay. I don't know anybody else on the call. Does somebody want to volunteer to be the next guinea pig? Somebody on the chat? Because you can write in the chat that you want to volunteer and I'll work with you. Okay, Maria says sure. So Maria, let's check. You do it first. So just tune in. I'm connecting to my ability to control my immune system. Oh, I can hear you. Cool. Oh, I'm hearing myself, sorry. So then ask if you get a yes on that, then check. Just say, I deserve to heal and see if you get a yes or a no.
I've got a no.
Oh, I can hear you. Okay, you got a no. So I deserve to heal, you get a no. So we're just, this is simpler because let's check, since we haven't worked with you before, if that is a psychological reversal. Just ask. Is this a psychological reversal?
Yes.
I see. I get a no.
Okay.
So that's good. That means it's easier to get rid of. So I don't deserve to heal. So just tune in first. Is that mom or dad, somebody in the family, siblings, maybe a sister?
I'm getting my father.
Okay. So just turn to your right and give it back to dad. For some reason, Dad doesn't want to heal. He deserves to be punished, I think, is what he feels. So we'll give that back to Dad. Ooh. And then check again. I deserve to heal.
Okay.
Yes. See? Easy peasy.
Awesome.
Awesome. So so here's the protocol. Is it Mom? Is it Dad? And I haven't given you everything because I go through chakras, 12 bodies, the outer fields, but we'll do that in the course. So this is a really good start and a really good way to get ready for the course if you're going to take it. And it's just good information to have, period. So it's 8:54. That means we have to wind it down. So the course, just to let you guys know, I haven't decided. I want to make sure. Let me back up. I usually take 2 full days to teach this, but we're not going to do that because it's online. So I'm still playing around with how to do it so that it's just 2 hours a night for X amount of weeks. And I think I already put the price out there. So if you're going to take the course, I would like you to get the book first. So the book is $45. That's also your commitment to the course. And then we'll do it Tuesday nights from 6:30 to 8:30. No, we can't do that. I have to do it from 7:30 to 9:30 because Tyson has a class before. Let me think about that and think if there isn't another day. I don't really want to go till 9:30. I think it's late for some people. So maybe we can make it Thursday. I don't know. But Tyson, we'll talk about that later. We don't have to decide that now. But it will start the last week of June, most probably. And if not, it'll start the first week in July. I don't want it to go longer than 6 weeks. I think that's, it's just a lot. We'll also you can also email me during the course, and we're going to pick partners to work with, which is the best thing to do, to have someone to work with. So I will figure out to everyone, will they be recorded in case of missed sessions? They will be recorded. As long as you're part of the course, we're going to record them, yes. And you'll have that audio. I'm not sure about the video, but you'll have the audio. You're welcome. So that information, if I don't have your email, and I don't think I have everybody's email because I don't have 28 emails, or now we're at like 35. So my email is Ria, R-I-A, Swift, like fast, @gmail.com. So email me so I know that you want to take the course, and then we'll go from there. And I'll send you all the information. My website is riaswift.biz, B-I-Z. And my phone number is 484-767-4890. And I do this and much more privately over the phone. So if you want a session with me, and I do a combination of expressive arts, constellation work, and this energy work. I do many different types of energy work. So I've combined them together and came up with this program. And my goal is to teach as much as I can online, and I'll let you know how that goes. And to go to people's and teach the teachers, teach you guys how to do this work. It's a lot of fun. It's not heavy duty, but it clears you in a heavy duty way. The workbook is available through the email? Yes, that's exactly how you get it. So I will send it to you in a PDF. The link for PayPal to pay it is on the bottom of my email. So I have to have your email addresses, and then I'll contact everybody and shortly, like this week, and let you know all the particulars. So I think that's it. If you work with me, if you want to do a private session, one second, Edna. If you want to do a private session with me, I just want people to know that they're an hour and a half, they're 90 minutes, they're $150, and I get into an altered state of consciousness when I do the work because I do much more than this in a session. So it's best if you give me an outline of the issues you want to work with via email, not the story, just the facts. And then I'll send you another email back, and we'll fine tune that. So I don't need the story. I just need, my mom divorced my dad. We had 5 kids. 2 of them died. 1 was in the war. My uncle died in Vietnam. I just need facts because we're going to do constellation work. And then when we're in the session, I ask the people if I ask you a question, you just give me a yes or no answer. Because if we get into the story, I get thrown off, and then I have to come back again. And it's, I want to give you the best I can give you for those 90 minutes. Anybody have any questions? Either on chat or, yes, Edna. You have to unmute yourself, honey. Can't hear you yet.
Okay. Are you charging American dollars or Canadian dollars? I don't know where you are at.
That's what I wanted to say. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm on the East Coast.
Okay.
So they're American dollars. So when you write to me, let me know your time zone. That helps me figure it out, because sometimes people don't let me know their time zones. And they'll tell me, well, I'm 4 hours ahead of you, but that doesn't help me. Just let me know your time zone so I can go on the time converter and I can see it for myself and plug it in my brain, and, then we can go from there. So I'm on the East Coast, New York City time. That's my time.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. Any other questions, anybody?
Everybody's unmuted.
Everybody's unmuted. Okay.
The book that you are selling is just a book of, I don't want to say just, but it's a book of protocols, or what is the book all about?
I went through it last week. Thank you, Maria. Take care. I remember that the first sampler, I went through the whole book last week. Remember what we did last week? I took you through page by page by page. And that's what the course is going to be. So it's working with the 12 non-physical bodies and clearing all the stuff that we pick up every day. That's a big part of it. I like to think of it as energetic hygiene. So we pick up a lot of stuff during the day. Just sitting in your place by yourself, you're going to pick up stuff: pathologies, viruses, flus, bacteria, trauma, shock, rot, retention, disease, deformities, etc. And all that stuff has thoughts. So when you clear all those things, you get quieter. You don't think as much. 90% of our thoughts, it's estimated through research, are not ours. Hi, Shay. It's what we pick up from the world around us. So
Okay, thank you.
You clear those things, you learn how to shield from them, you learn how to raise the frequencies of chakras, cleanse the organs, because the organs carry information, carry a lot of emotions. We remove immune dysfunctions, we install immune functions, work with the outer meridians, 144 chakras, 144 dimensions. It's a big body of work. It changed my life. It'll change your life. You just get quieter and quieter and quieter. We don't realize that it's the noise from the world that makes us think so much. It doesn't take care of all your thinking, because of course you have some of your own thoughts and your family's thoughts and your ancestors, but it really removes a big chunk. And if you all illness is also stored in these 12 bodies. So for instance, my mother had lung cancer. She died from lung cancer. So I removed the precursor. I had the ability to have it. I didn't have it. I had the ability to have it, and I could find it in the 12 bodies and remove it. People have clear diabetes, cancer, AIDS, arthritis, everything, but all kinds of stuff, because it lives in the 12 bodies. So my thinking is, let's clear it first before it gets in the body. And even if it's in your body and you remove it from the 12 bodies, that will vibrate down to the physical body, because they're connected, and clear it from there. It's a really good basic tool to have. You can use it the rest of your life. I give it to all my clients. I teach as many people as I can. I probably teach this more than anything, because it just takes a chunk of yuck and throws it away. And it helps you move forward just by getting clearer and clearer and clearer.
I have a question.
Yes.
The constellation, would that help my children?
Yes. It helps everybody in the family line. Yeah, because we go all the way back. The other day I had a client whose family was in Lithuania. This is a terrible story. I'm sorry to tell it, but I want to make a point. Her grandmother left the day before. The communists came in, and they put gasoline through all the city streets, and they burned the town down, and she was the only one that got out. So the guilt that that woman carried affected all her descendants. And we cleared that. We cleared the village. We took this woman all the way back to where she left. I don't know how to say this. Where we separated from God. We went all the way back to there. In one session, she's doing a lot better. Yeah. And Shay just had a constellation on Sunday, so maybe she can tell you what they're like. They're very powerful. They're very powerful.
They are.
Yeah. Are you feeling better?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to respond to you earlier. It's funny. Something big always happens when I see you. And that night I was fired from my job. So I've been kind of going through a gamut of feelings, but yeah, yesterday I was feeling really low. Today I'm feeling really good about myself. I did come up with like I don't deserve to be healed. And it was my dad, and I gave it back to my dad, which was surprising. And I did do some tapping on forgiving myself in some ways. Because I have a problem with that. I'm too hard on myself. I don't feel like I deserve things. And the tapping is really helpful.
Call me. We're over time. I don't want to take up everybody's time now because we're past. We're supposed to end at 9. So just when we get off this, why don't you just call me?
Okay.
You have my number.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to thank everybody for being here. Again, it's Ria Swift, SWIFT, @gmail.com and riaswift.biz. And I appreciate your coming and learning. And there's 36 people now, so that's awesome. We are freeing our minds. Yay. So I'm going to go. I have somebody here now that I have a session that just popped up. So thank you, everybody. And email me. If you have any questions, just email me. I'm very accessible to people. You're welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
See you
you.
later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Tyson, okay?
All right. Bye-bye.